Today's COVID-19 bulletin is bittersweet. We crossed 86 lakh total cases in India today. Over 92,000 people have passed away. But yesterday was the sixth consecutive day when the number of recoveries exceeded the number of new infections recorded. This means the number of people actively sick from COVID-19 are reducing. Just 8 days ago, we had 10.17 lakh active cases. Today it's 9.6 lakh. Since the start of this pandemic, this hasn't happened before for more than a day, and that happened because of data reporting patterns, not as a national trend playing out. The 5 worst hit states, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and Uttar Pradesh, have also been showing a welcome decline in the number of active cases for the past few days. Take Andhra Pradesh. Active cases have dropped by almost 30% in the last 2 weeks. In Maharashtra, active cases have declined by nearly 10% in just 1 week. Active cases declining is significant since active cases are the only ones who further spread the infection. So a reduction means that the peak could be nearby. Also, active cases are the ones that need healthcare, so a reduction means an easing of burden on the system. Let me pause for a disclaimer. It's too soon to rejoice. These are promising signs, even reasons for hope. But let's keep in mind Delhi that seemingly beat the curve and is in the throes of the pandemic once again. But there's another trend that's promising. India's R value, which is how many people get infected on average by one active COVID-19 patient, this number has fallen below 1 for the first time since the pandemic began in India. This is also true for the 5 worst hit states for the first time. If this trend also sustains, then it could mean that the peak is nearby. Now, the caveats or the bitter part of the bittersweet. First, best case scenario. The virus has already infected a majority of us and we've already recovered and become immune to varying degrees. But serological surveys in different cities have shown that only about 1 in 4 persons on average have likely been infected until now. The other option is person-to-person transmission has decreased because of lockdowns and restrictions. This also is not entirely true. Schools are gradually reopening, farmers are protesting, metros are full, bars are open. Or third, people are taking the initiative to wear masks and maintain distance on their own, which is neither completely true nor false. The other possible explanation for these hopeful trends is that we have reduced testing. Less tests, less new cases recorded. Over the past week, testing numbers have fallen. The 7-day moving average of the number of daily tests fell to 9.81 lakh yesterday, the lowest in September. Our positivity rate is still high and only increasing. That is how many people test positive from those tested. And at a time like this, to reduce testing and rejoice in increasing recoveries may be short-sighted. Globally, over 987,000 people have lost their lives to this virus. And the vaccine race continues. There are 3 important updates you should know about. First, Johnson & Johnson has become the 10th vaccine maker to begin phase 3 clinical trials of its single-shot COVID-19 vaccine candidate. The trials will take place in US, Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Mexico, Peru and South Africa. The second update. India's Bharat Biotech has struck a licensing deal to conduct clinical trials, manufacture and distribute an intranasal COVID-19 vaccine developed by the Washington University School of Medicine in St. Louis, America. The vaccine will begin early-stage human trials in the US soon, and if all goes well, then final stage trials will also happen in India. A nasal vaccine is easier to manufacture, it's easier to administer, and it's cheaper than a shot, so this is hopeful news. And finally, we've come to know that phase 3 trials of the Oxford University AstraZeneca vaccine remains on hold in the US. The trials, which were placed on hold after a volunteer developed neurological illness, have resumed in the UK and have also received the go-ahead to do so in India, but America, of all countries, is proceeding with caution. That's me for today. My name is Pallavi Prasad, and this is Newsworthy. Thanks for your time.